sometime after 3 p.m, so nearing end of work day. But as I expected, rendering on the outside. Tank walls are continuing. They must be getting near the end of what they can do down there without getting into the rice. Starting to fill the forms with the concrete for the columns. This young fella's obviously training for climbing coconut palms, which is a scary prospect. And from what I'm gathering, there's going to be another 5 centimetre thick layer of concrete in here with Rio in it. So, not sure how it'll all work out, but okay, that's what's happening. And looking at this jog in the canal where another spur goes off to the east, that joins up with an existing canal system back there apparently. So this is all just enhancing the existing situation. And they've got gravel in the bottom of this which they have pounded. Not sure if it's going to just remain gravel or whether they'll put concrete on that. It's another thing I'll learn later. But the fill here is gradually expanding. Long way to go yet. The team's been hard at work moving this, but there's obviously going to have to be more truckloads to come if they're going to fill that parking area. Oh look, more reinforcement steel. Hands up all those who were surprised. This is going to be one tough building. I did a firmware update on my 4K action camera. Well, it wasn't actually a firmware update, it was reinstalled with the same version. But that does seem to have resolved the issue with it saying it was SD cards too slow. I took a series of 4 videos that lasted collectively about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and it didn't hesitate. However, the microphone on it's not very good, so you'd have to shout to be heard, and there's actually a smudge on the bezel over the lens, or a mark on the bezel over the lens, which puts a smudge on the video which I can't get rid of, so I'll be sticking with this camera. And today what I've learnt so far is that there's 2 more truckloads of sand being delivered out the front. There is at least 1 more truckload of gravel been delivered, and when I was out there a truck turned up with cement. Of course, with all the sand and gravel in the way, it's going to be fun getting the cement in here. I don't know what they're going to do about that. Meantime, they're making headway on the tanks. They're removing formwork from the concrete columns that they've cast yesterday. I've seen cement being added to the bottom of the canal. So they're pounding gravel in the bottom of that and then putting a skim of cement over the top of it. So that's coming along nicely. The fill behind the cement shelter there is being spread around a bit more. And we have some very nice rendering on this wall around the well on the back patio here at Lizu's house. Well, the rain's not heavy currently, but it is persistent. Yeah, quite a few bags of cement. Obviously it couldn't get past the sand to deliver around the back. But yeah, the rain is persisting down. Actually, I'll wade out to show you the road that I showed you in the previous video. It's less of a road and more of a river. So you can see the monsoon canals are doing quite well here. But yeah, it's a bit wet. Yes, that is not a puddle, that is groundwater level, I suspect. It's a wet old place, is Bakung today. And now we're over the top step in the service pit. So that's got about 1.3, 1.4 metres of water in it now. Yeah, it's very wet. I'll see if I can go down and look at the canal at the back. Yeah, well, we're not driving in there to take that backhoe attachment out anytime soon. We'd go glug 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 and go down like a ship. But the canal is flowing quite strongly now towards the end. And along the back of the shed here now we have cement between the apron of the shed and the canal, and we'll get a fence along there later. But the reinforcement cages along the tops of these walls, or midway up these walls, are coming along quite nicely. Some of the bamboo's been used for a bit of a scaffolding along the front there, so they'll be able to use that to lay the bricks along the front of the tank. They have not added water to that. That's just e-rain. Same with that one over there. So yeah, there's been quite a bit, and it seems to be coming down a bit heavier, so I'm going back where it's dry. That's a good idea, but I suspect they should make a hole in the wooden lid so they can leave that in place on there. I've started on the outside on this end, judging by those covers on the top there. They've done the outside of this and they're just trying to protect it from the rain washing the render off. Yeah. It's rainy season. It's not even monsoon season, it's just rainy season. No wonder they grow rice here. Flooding the paddies is easy. And when you want to grow vegetables, you have to raise the level a bit by building banks so the excess water can drain away. The rain seems to have stopped, so the road's drained a bit. As you can be seen this way too. And the drain's at a lot lower level than it was. So that's some of the cement that came on the truck, but I found where the rest of it went. There it is, under that tarp on Azra's truck. The rain's eased, so they're back into it. So that formwork for the ring beam in the middle of the wall is going up. Actually, they won't be in the middle of the wall because the wall's going to go more than twice that high. The windows here. Window opening's 2 metres wide. Same over the back. In each section there, there's going to be 3 windows across the back. The ones at the front here will be just a grill with bird mesh behind it. The ones at the back will actually be glass. So the ones at the front are completely undercover, so there'll be no prospect of rain getting through them, whereas the ones at the back are just for light. So we'll have lots of ventilation at the front here, and ventilation at the top of either end of the roof, so don't have to worry about being poisoned by engine exhaust and the machine in there. So the fill out here continues to be distributed. So eventually we'll get packed down. I don't know whether it's going to get concreted or not. But we should be able to get a fairly stable surface out of this hopefully. coming along the evening and they're still reducing that pile. I'm sure the cement pile's been reduced, as has been the gravel pile. So lots of stuff being moved. Looks like Asia's going to bring that cement down. That's a heavily loaded truck. I'd say it was too heavily laden. It's not only the CTL that's hard on that corner. That truck full of cement also has a negative effect on it. Hard work to me. But look at all that formwork around the top there. They've probably got that loaded with concrete. So we'll have ring beams tomorrow when they unwrap those. What's he up to over there, I wonder? Oh look, the left hand view from the driver position light on the top is now working. The rain has paused occasionally today, but it continues. Probably more on the way. I saw a shipping docket that said there was 160 bags of cement, or 8 tonnes at 50 kilograms a bag. So that looks like about half of it on that poor little truck. No wonder it was struggling. Hard to be sure, but I suspect that there are 2 new trucks loads of sand here this morning, because they have moved a lot of sand, so this must be new. There was a downpour while I was in the shower this morning, but the rain stopped for the moment. The river out the front has dried up a bit. There's just a bit of trickle in the drain this morning. Probably help if some of the gravel was removed from it. I'm sure that'll happen. And yes, we still have the duck ponds. Let's go and see what they got going on out the back. So I've got the body for a new hand trolley here at this rice factory. So I'll fit it up like that one, with wheels and an axle before terribly long. I'm sure this gravel at the corner will get some concrete later. And there's those ring beams around the tops of the, well, not top, it's just the current top of the wall. So that's, tops of those should be at the 1.5 metre level, so that the windows will be from 1.5 metres to 2.5 metres high. And I imagine that since there'll be a doorway 2.5 metres high, and the top of the window will be 2.5 metres wide, there'll be another ring beam around the top of those at that level. And then the wall goes up beyond that. So it looks like we're getting a good solid base on the start of the driveway into the shed. There's rock packed into a trench there, and then more concrete on top of that. And it'll eventually extend out this way further. I saw the guys with their hand pump pumping up tyres at one stage, and I thought, I can do better than that. Because I had the small air compressor from Tullamarine, which is set up in my electrical area there, and that yellow air hose is coming through to a tyre inflation end on it. And you can hear the compressor start up now. That should make the life a little bit easier. They packed a lot of concrete in here a lot of cement, sorry, in here last night. 2 truckloads of the small truck, or 1 large truckload, or about 8 tonnes. I don't know how much we've gone through so far. It'll be more than that already, I think. There's more rock going into what will be the parking area. And they're putting in a ring beam halfway up the tank walls. Make them strong. Yes, that's what I need. So they'll go to about 2 metres high, those tanks, and then have a concrete roof on them with manholes to access both of them, and water inflow near the front of this one. But the bamboo is being put into service. Kana's doing a bit of trimming. We might have to put the bucket on the CTL and have a bit of a dig here to get this out later. Looks like being cemented in fairly well. And yes, that must be the groundwater level. Well, anyway, I think I'll edit this down and upload the next video. Show you the current progress that